Yeah, you see that brick house over there? That there's the fella's crib. When he comes out, we're gonna light his ass up. Oh, cheerio, old bean. I think I fancy myself a bastard foil. The hell are you talking about, man? What if we could somehow multiply the high visibility factor of this? If we multiply one high-vis handle by one high-vis shank, we should get two high-vises, or double the high visibility. Woo! I got diabetes, man. Guten Tag. Hey, so welcome to Herbrand, Canada, eh? No, not yet. Once we get it spread out all over everything, we should have a nice sheen on the surface of the wood. I'll never use a six-sided nut. You know what else is six-sided? The number of the beast. Oh, I'm gonna grab 'em. I'm gonna grab your nuts. So whenever I'm doing this kind of work, I like to keep one of those magnetic bowls handy. And then we'll just put these over here. I did want to mention the Japanese screwdrivers use what is called the jizz standard for their Phillips tips. What? Oh, come on, man. I wanted to do Omega Man reenactments with this. I got the velour tracksuit and everything. Here's a shot of me going in from the rear. Some sick slob had mutilated a Vaco cushion grip. What kind of twisted son of a bitch? Hello? Yeah, the boys out east have been asking for a video on the Craftsman V. I only use Craftsman V. My daddy used Craftsman V, and his daddy used Craftsman V. Now you do want to be careful when filling... Oh, for crying out loud. The humble clipboard. Both a clip and a board. Oh, hey, is it my turn yet? No, not yet. Oh, take off then. 3M Innovations. Bright products for a dark world. The top men at 3M Corporation are working diligently to make sandpaper that's 10 times stronger than its Soviet counterpart. Now, my daddy used to say that there V-Series is the best tools ever made, and by golly, they're the only tools I'll use. Look, there is no V-Series, it's just a manufacturer's mark. Nah. So then I told her, you should go out and get a lamp. Oh! 'Cause she needed a lamp. Oh! Schneider, Scorpion, Ship to Shore, Smith & Jones, Spectrum, Stick Tack, Dormcat, Store House, Sherlock, Tailgater, Thunderbolt, Titanium, Crucifix. Wafting. There is still a lingering dead prostitute odor remaining. Hey, is that a bottle of Yago? I'm taking that with. The streamlight is small and light enough that you can go hands-free by holding the flashlight in your mouth. It really does help to illuminate the stream. Wonder if that's why they call it a streamlight. Hey, like, welcome to Walmart and stuff? Yeah, these are definitely silicone. You can tell when they're silicone by the feel. Where a snap-on supremacist militia was selling illegally modified Southwire wire strippers. They had filed off the patent number, but I was still able to run a trace on it. They advertised their cocks as being so hard that they could cut steel, and even commissioned a demonstration where two guys pounded a cock into a steel bar, cutting into it. That's a hard cock. Since business cards are all different, they can be different thicknesses. Does it have raised Cillian rail lettering, embossing? Is that color off-white? Bone, maybe? Oh my, is that a watermark? Hello! Can you guys hear me? Uh-oh. Yes, you can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you. Holy crap. So, yeah, um, we're not at 5K. We hit 12K this morning, which I am absolutely shocked. Completely insane. Because I had planned to do a 5,000K live stream special when we hit 5K. I thought maybe we'd hit 5K over the summer, but no, we're actually at 12K, which is completely insane. So yeah, I don't. This is my first live stream, guys. So there's going to be awkward pauses. I'll probably mess something up at some point, but whatever. No, we got so many people here. Tahoe Realms got the High Life, awesome. John N noticed the WoW sticker. Yeah, I had to sneak that in somewhere. Oh yes, loud and clear. Andy's here, Dudezilla. Yeah, 52 people watching. I thought I would get like 8 people to watch, but so thanks guys. Thank you. Correction, 12K, yeah. I'm on fire. Congrats, thank you. Richard, thank you. Motorhead, congratulations. Yeah, it is effing awesome. I'm shocked that there's this many people that are interested in the same kind of stuff that I am. Thanks. Yeah, the graphics, that's something I've always liked doing, messing around with graphics. We might do a little bit of that tonight, depending on how long this stream goes. Dr. Tran, what is a Ballinator anyway? Is it the thing from Phantasm? Actually, it is. So when I was a kid, when we watched those movies, the little ball things that would fly around, we called them ball terminators. So ball terminator just became Ballinator. But yes, that is the thing from Phantasm. Top Garage TV. No, that's my attempt at humor. Barnyard Psycho, your shop humor is top notch. Thank you. That's another thing that I like. I can't help it. I have to interject humor into anything and everything. So I'm glad you guys get it. Richard Northern, great tool information. Thank you. Chicken fried steak. When in doubt, drop test it. Yes. Pyro Dude, definitely enjoy the channel and old tools. Yep, love old tools. Andrew, congratulations. Thank you. LOL, cool. Richard, thank you. Yeah, so these are, I'm just having it run a slideshow of most of my channel video thumbnails. If Obi-Wan, oh, Scoutcrafter says your channel is a must, then I said, where the Sam hell do I sign? Yeah, Scoutcrafter is awesome. He's definitely one of the inspirations for the tool restoration stuff that I do, or I attempt to do anyway. You have hand vices. I'd love to see them. Tahoe Realm. Closest thing I have is that kit vice that was in a previous video a while back. What's on the docket? Yeah, so I don't have a huge agenda. I want to go over some of the channel analytics, the stuff that I found interesting. We'll go through that. I want to preview some of the upcoming videos that we're going to be working on. and some of the upcoming experiments that we're going to be doing. J.A. Hughesman, creativity here is amazing. Thank you. Gordon Frank, love the history lessons. Thank you. Alan Light, your company history stories are great. Yeah, that's probably my favorite stuff to work on. John Thawley, tool or research videos are the best tool content on YouTube. Bravo. Thank you, sir. All right, so let's get into some of the channel analytics. Yeah, so here you guys can see what I found interesting. So way back here is when I did that short on dipping that screwdriver. And it initially, so the purple line, I zoom in. Purple line is returning viewers. So these are people that are regular viewers of the channel, and the blue is new viewers. So when that short dropped, we got a little spike of new viewers. Oops. Up here. And then for whatever reason, that short took several days to go off. And then it took off here. I got a whole bunch more new viewers and more new viewers over here. And it's kind of starting to level out, but I don't know. To me, that was just crazy. Videos growing your audience. This thing, I don't even know what this means. These are always low or moderate. Tahoe Realm, how do we send pictures of our tools? If there's something you want to send a picture of, there's an email address on my YouTube channel profile. If you want to see them, sure. Oh, Sasquatch, thank you with the donation. Consider this one decent beer or a cheap six-pack. You've earned it. Thank you. Yeah, it'll be the cheap six-pack. Thank you. But yeah, this part here I also found interesting. Channels your audience watches. These are other channels that you guys watch. So like Mr. Pete, he's awesome. Last Best Tool, he's cool. Keith Rucker, Jesse's Garage. He's, I think, a relatively, yeah, he's at 1.5K subs. He's pretty cool. Got a lot of like vintage tool stuff. You want to watch? He's pretty cool. Tool Bandit I'm not familiar with. Iron Jonesy. 357 Magdad. Yeah, he's awesome. Scout Crafter, again, awesome. Winky's Workshop. Jeff's Garage Adventures. He, I think, started around the same time that I did. I'm catching up to him on subs. Practical Machinist, Iron Trap Garage. Not sure who some of these guys are, but that I found interesting. When your viewers are on YouTube, so that's why I picked Friday at, what is it, 7 here. But it's interesting, most people watch in the evening, I guess. Other videos that are currently being watched. No idea. That's from Jesse's Garage. Interesting. Not much else here. This I found interesting. So device type. This used to be different, but now since that short got like crazy views, now most of you, well not most, but the highest percentage are watching on mobile phone. But if we go to regular videos, it's on TV, which I think is great, because most of my videos are probably better optimized for a TV or a computer monitor. But then shorts are mobile phone. So I found that interesting. Age and gender. So yeah, my audience is almost all entirely male. I know there's at least one female that I see in the chat sometimes. And then age, this also changed after that short. So if I switch this just to videos, most of my viewers, 35%, are over 65. But with the shorts, that's moved down. And now I'm getting viewers in the 35 to 44 age bracket, which is interesting, I guess. Overall, it's pretty spread out. And then, yeah, most of my viewers are from the US. Some in Canada, UK, Australia, Germany. Interesting stuff, or at least it is to me. Oh, Realm, thanks. You're welcome. Chicken Fried Steak says, congrats, your dudes rock. Your dude, your vids rock, man. Thanks. You're welcome. Bed Shop James, it was your tool history video that bought me in. Anything stare at will grab my attention. Good, excellent delivery, as in a This Old Tony kind of way. Yeah, This Old Tony's awesome too. Thank you. John N., the empty beer cans in the videos look like my shop. Yeah, there's always quite a few empties sitting around. Richard Northern says, you wanna watch George. Or is George you wanna watch? Barnyard Psycho Bomb, have you done anything on the Lufkin Rule Company? I have not yet. They are on the list. Andy M., I have the same humor as you, but I guess people don't get it. Because I have been on here for years and only have 200 plus subs. What the hell, man? And Dudezilla, you have to come to Jacktown. Yeah, I'd love to go there. I loved going to big flea markets and swap meets and stuff. And yeah, the sense of humor. Yeah, I'm surprised that this many of you get it, but I'm glad you do. Matthew Litke is 38. Okay. Guys, City OE, your content is entertaining as hell. Thanks for the content. You're welcome. Thank you for watching. Sizzleneck says, thumbs up. Guys, City OE, your content is entertaining. Oh, we already read that. But you're welcome. Cool. More Craftsman V content. Well, there will be a full lore episode on Craftsman at some point. But I don't know when. Bryce, congrats on 100 subscribers. Yeah. Thanks. What were we gonna look at? Content. Let's look at the most viewed videos. So this was another one that shocked me, this 32nd of an inch. Can I zoom this in, or can you guys see this? Better? Man, now you can't see how many views. Zoom out. But yeah, some of the videos that I never thought would get views are the ones that get a ton of views. And other videos that I thought would get a ton of views get hardly any. So there's no rhyme or reason to any of this. But it is interesting. But yeah, these are the top videos. This is the old SK Tools video. It's been replaced by a new one, which is still somewhere in the top 10 here. H. Williams, that was an early one. Kennedy, Rigid. Here's the new SK. So nowhere near what the original got, but it's getting there. Vice grip. Here's the long version of the acetone dip, which only got 20,000 views, which was still a lot. I didn't think this would get more than like 3,500 views. But yeah, these are the top views, and then shorts. Still no explanation. This is up to 358,000 views. That's it's insane. And this is something that I slapped together in 20 minutes. I just edited the long version into a short. And you can see my other shorts barely get, if we sort by views, is there anything that compares to that? No. 358,000. The next highest was 22,000. It was crazy. Oops, I don't want to go in here. Bryce, what is your profile picture logo thing? We kind of went over it a little bit ago. It's this, I don't know what they were called in the movie, the spheres from the movie Phantasm from the 70s. There were these spheres with knives on them that would fly around. It's a horror movie. And we used to call them the ball terminators. It's not the real name for them. But then that became the Ballinator. So that's what I picked for the channel logo. The Shed Shop James P. says V stands for Vinnie Barbarino. Is that, well, welcome back, Cotter, right? Top Garage TV, definitely, but what general area of the... Okay. M. Bagger. I think the ones about the random stuff we all have and don't know where the hell it comes from are interesting, like the weird size wrenches. Yeah, that's kind of the stuff that I like. I just like stuff that's more random, and more random it is, the more unusual it is, the more I like it. Tahoe Realm, have you done Utica Tools? Yes, there is a Utica Tools video. Unfortunately, did not get that many views. Here it is. I think I can put this in the chat. Andy M is off to eat some cheap ass pretzels and yell at punks to get off his lawn. Peace out. As mission control told John Glenn in the 60s, Godspeed, young Jed. Thank you, sir. J.A. Hughesman, a 32nd of an inch video was my first. Now I'm hooked. Yeah, that's another video that went out to a lot. It went out to a new audience. And I never expected it to. Sean and Mandy 2. How about some history of the import tools that were commonly sold out of semi-trailers back in the late 70s, early 80s? These guys would go to town, leaving disappointment in their wake. You remember, was it Cummins Tools was one? That would come around in like a truck, and they would set up like in the high school gym or in the town hall. And it was almost like a flea market, but they were import tools. And you would walk around, and each item had a little ticket by it. And you'd grab the ticket for what you wanted, take it to the cashier, pay for it, and you'd go outside, go around back. They had a semi-truck, and you'd hand the guy the ticket, and he'd pick out whatever tool you bought and gave it to you. A lot of that stuff, there's not a lot of information on. I know I tried researching, I believe it was Cummins a while back, and couldn't find much on them. But yeah, I would love to dig more into those companies. Sky City OE, the masses loved checking out your acetone. Yeah. Barnyard Psycho Bob, shorts might be good to get content out there, but they make my ADHD hurt. Yeah, I've never liked shorts myself. I make them because YouTube, for whatever reason, heavily promotes the shorts. Let's go back to this. And they can get your videos out to a newer audience. So it's worth it to throw one out there every once in a while, I think. And Bagger says, like when you have a pretty nicely made wrench made in the S from a company you never heard of before or after. Shed Shop James is old. We all are, I think. Whoops, I skipped. I wanted this one. Top Garage TV, what general area are you from and what is your background? We'll say that I'm in the Midwest somewhere, and my background is extremely varied. So my actual career was in software development, computers, but I've always been interested in tools and working on stuff and working on my own cars. I just never wanted to do that for a living. Mostly because the people that I know that are in that business, they say it takes the fun out of it. So I never did that professionally. All around, thanks. Ooh, Jolly Wrencher, could you do a video on Firestone and other rebranded tools? Interesting, possibly. Shed Shop James, I got one for you. They were bought out by Miller's Falls in the 30s. Goodell Pratt. Very fine machinist tools, my favorite. Yeah, I found a Goodell Pratt tap wrench in the toolbox that we did in the most recent video, which I had never heard of. But yeah, apparently they were bought out by Miller's Falls. And yeah, there will be a full Miller's Falls video some point in the future. Price says Cummins like the engine. It's not the same company, but I think it was the same name. I think it was Cummins Tools. And they were all like import Harbor Freight type tools, but this was way back in like the 80s. How around, what is your background that led to this interest in tools? Yeah, that's just something that I've always been interested in working on stuff and doing stuff myself. Like when I was a kid, I'd always be out in the shop working on cars with my dad. And it's just something that I've always been interested in. I can't really explain it. John Thawley also wants some bio information. Yeah, I think that's about as much as I'm going to be able to give up. Mark McKenzie, hey Ballinator, I appreciate your channel a lot. I watch every episode, especially Utica. Thank you. Headshop despises shorts. That's for Instagram. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a fan of them either. EWP almost missed this, but you're here now. I drank the bleach says, dude, thanks so much for doing that Diamond Tools video. My dad swears by this stuff, and now I have a good set going. Very cool. Bryce, I think the base Japan Tools video, I forgot about that. Yeah, I had a whole series of videos I was going to do. I never quite got back to that. What is it 5000? Love the Toolor videos. Have you done Crowder tools? The name sounds familiar. I will add them to the list. Areauter. I drank the bleach. Are we going to address that you have 12K subscribers, which is more than twice the amount of subscribers as 5K? Yes, kind of did that in the beginning. It's kind of a joke. Because I never expected. I thought sometime this summer I would maybe hit 5K, and then I do a live stream to celebrate. But turns out we're at 12K. John, and I like shorts, and as for videos, I like them on the mid-length side. Anything over 30 minutes long starts to lose me. Yeah, I try to keep most of my videos, the long-form videos, under 5, and then the two lower ones, those can go up from 10 to 15. I try and keep them under 15. Chicken fried steak, a history of Husky tools would be cool. Yep, they're also on the list. Motorhead 1, I have a collection of old tools Mechanic machinist since 1979. Very cool. GWP 323. Like, what planet are you from? Probably this one, but from an alternate timeline. LOL. What is your favorite tool brand to collect? That's, good question. Used to be SK was my favorite until they got bought out. Otherwise right now I don't really have a favorite one. I like stuff from, like, a little bit more obscure brands like Vaco and Exolite. Old electronic tools, I like those. So maybe one of those is my favorite now. MVT Bronx, love the channel and hyped on every new video. Awesome. Gail Comer, the younger the YouTube viewer, the shorter the attention span. That may be true. Motorhead 1, old Snap-on and Cornwell and Craftsman. That's in your tool collection that you had since '79. Cool. DL, find a lot of old tools from garage sales. Yes, that's where I get most of my tools. I grab stuff from garage sales, flea markets. I buy and sell a lot of them. I've been doing that probably since I was a kid. Like the whole family, we'd get in a car on the weekend and drive around and look for garage sales, buy stuff, then take it to the flea market next week and sell it. I drank the bleach. Japanese tool lore probably goes super hard. Super hard. Like there's a gap in their timeline from 1939 to 45 or something like that. Is that what you're referencing? Sizzleneck, I liked your Roscoe video and found one in my garage and straightened the shaft. Yeah, that Roscoe video is one of my favorites because that's another company that I don't think I had heard of until I just randomly found a Roscoe screwdriver, started researching them, and thought they had an interesting story. Motorhead 1, Phantasm was scary. Yeah, it was. Stephen Presley, video on Thomas and Betts, possibly. I will add them to the list right now. Not sure if I'm familiar with them. GWP 323, we do love the histories you explore. Thank you. Motorhead 1, Sunex makes good tools. OTC also. Yeah, I've got a few Sunex tools. I think I got their obstruction wrenches. They're pretty decent. OTC is great for specialty tools. I drank the bleach. Congrats on 12K subs, dog. You deserve it, and tool nerds deserve it. It's wild how upstate New York and Minnesota were so hardcore about the tool manufacturing. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the manufacturers were clustered in different parts of the country. Thank you. Barnyard Psycho Bob, wooden machinist boxes such as Gerstner and all the ones from the 30s are cool. Yeah, I have yet to find a Gerstner. I would love to have one, but I only ever see the metal boxes. I see a ton of Kennedy boxes. I don't know that I've ever just found one in the wild for sale. Motorhead 1, Proto, perhaps the best I had ever used. Yeah, Proto is a great brand. And they're still mostly USA made. I drank the bleach, the old SK socket boxes with the cool enameled fancy label on the inside that immediately got ruined the second you closed the box. Oh yeah, it gets scratched up. I've got a couple of those old metal socket boxes. Well, Frederick, this year hasn't been so hot finding tools. For me it's been okay, I think. This just depends on what area you're in. Motorhead 1, I like old SK tools, me too. And I drank the bleach is laughing. Dale Comer, acetone dip sounds like something Walter White would do. Yeah. Bryce, did you end up keeping the cigarette butt from the estate sale toolbox? I think I left it in there when I sold the box. The guy bought it from me already. I think I left it in there. I don't think I threw it out. But I was hoping to find the rest of it. If you ever find like really old cigarettes, that tobacco was really good back then. PH, I'm surprised Catus Maximus wasn't on the list of other channels viewers watch. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, Catus is awesome too. He's got a good channel. Tutogetsi. Ballinator, you seem a very intelligent person, let me say. What brings you to have interest in the history of the tools? I've always just been interested in history in general, and I think that since I have an interest in tools, I just combined the two, and nobody else was doing this type of video series, so I figured why not do it? Paul Frederick, history informs us where we came from. Very good, I like that. Barnyard Psycho Bob, Gerstner boxes are super expensive, but so nice. Yeah, I don't know that I've even seen one in person. I've heard about them, and I would love to find one someday. Maybe I will. The Shed Shop James, maybe do a video on the tool company patent pending. I've never found any info on them. I'm actually going to make a note of that. Been wanting to do like a April Fool's Day video. Patent pending. And that would be hilarious. Thank you. Paul Frederick, cigarette butts make good earplugs, true? Master of None, hey, how about doing some more precision measuring brands like Brown & Sharp and Fowler? I know Brown & Sharp is on the list. I'll make sure to add Fowler. But yeah, I'd like to do more digging into some of those companies as well. Paul Cates, congratulations. Time to hit 100K? I don't know about that. I hope someday. Jolly Wrencher just acquired a Redline tool chest from the 60s. Was impressed with how it still functions. Sounds cool. Jesse Gutierrez, Mr. Ballinator, your voice is one of a kind, sir. Yeah, that's a combination of smoking cigarettes for too many years and too much dental surgery and who knows what else, but yes. Dale Comer, do a short on rigid tool calendars. That actually might work. That might work. Bryce, when are you going to turn one of those dosimeters into a pen light? Yes. Were you the one that mentioned that to me? I know somebody did in the comments, and that's a good idea. I'm definitely thinking about it. Paul Frederick, yeah, I want to hear about the Brown & Sharp strike. I'll make a note of that. Brown & Sharp. Because that's stuff that's always interesting to me when they're doing the... Oh, you were boycotting them when you were in the union. Interesting. But yeah, that type of stuff is the stuff that I find the most interesting when digging into the histories. And sometimes it's kind of hard to find information on it, because a lot of times the companies didn't make it public. What is it 5000? Dentists seem to have Gerstner boxes for their tools. I found a couple at estate sales, but usually they sell immediately. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one at an estate sale. Shed Shop James, on your way to a YouTube wall plaque. I think you need 100K for the plaque. Jesse Gutierrez. Oh, Mr. Ballinator, how about a Cornwell Tools video? Cornwell is definitely on the list. John N., have you come across any MBC Metal Box Cabinet Corporation, Chicago? Not that I can think of, no. Hmm. Metal Box Cabinet Corporation. Does not sound familiar. Right, it was. It would make a great pen light. I love your flashlight videos in general. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it at some point. I do have another flashlight video that's gonna be coming out probably in a couple of weeks. We'll go over that when we go over the previews of stuff in a little bit. Ooh, Paul Frederick. As far as I know, it wiped the company out. This is the Brown and Sharp strike. Interesting. John N. has a roll-around cabinet from 1968, and it's a nice toolbox. This is that Metal Box Cabinet Corporation. And the Shed Shop James says International Harvester Tools. Did they make tools or did they have someone else make them for them? Alright, YouTube is telling me I'm having some kind of bitrate issue. What's going on here? I'm only getting about 2.5 meg upload. Is the feed stuttering for you guys? Loris Jones, congrats on the subscribers, thank you. Here's a huge company project, a list of all the companies Stanley gobbled up. Yeah, Stanley's on the list. I had started doing research into them, and yeah, that's going to be a huge video. Who made Ford's wrenches? Off the top of my head, I do not know. I know one of the companies had a contract with them at one point that we covered in one of the lore videos, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Head Shop James, you know, someone else made them, the International Harvester. Yeah, well, you never know. Some of these companies made weird stuff. Amazing Rasp, any power tool history and lore videos coming up? It's something that, yeah, I'll have to and see how it does. I'll have to do one maybe on Milwaukee or DeWalt and just see how it does. But most of my focus has been on hand tools. International Harvester Garands. Yeah, International Harvester made guns for the military in World War II. I have seen so many of those things. The Ford wrenches, yeah. I'm guessing they had multiple suppliers. Oh, Wilton Vice video. Yep, they're on the list. Not here. I'm guessing that was to the bit rate. I drank the bleach. I got a bit rate issue right here, pal. No. No. Feed is good here. Alright. We'll keep going then. It's still showing yellow. But it says 0 dropped frames, so I don't think we're okay. Jesse Gutierrez, Power Tool History sounds interesting. Yes. Head Shop James Stanley equals Tool Company Doom. A lot of times it did. I think the only one that they haven't crashed would be Proto. Fine. Belknap Bluegrass Tools. I'll have to add that to the list. Charles Parker, Vices and Guns. That's something I'll add to the list. Todd Henry, eBay sellers should give you a kickback on the tools you profile. Every time you show a tool I don't have, I pick one up there. The Graspit screwdriver was the hardest to find. Did you actually find one? That's awesome. Well, Frederick, I love Stanley tools. Yeah, a lot of the Stanley stuff was good. The modern stuff, maybe not as good as it used to be. John Thrawley said I did cut out for a few. Okay. Pet Shop James Singer sewing machines made firearms too. Correct. Jeff Mansky, how about doing the history of Blackhawk tools? There is a Blackhawk tools video on the channel. I will find it for you. But it was one of my early ones in the series. So you're probably going to want to bump up the playback speed to like 110% or something. But where is Blackhawk? Wish I had a way to search here. Let me know if you see it. Yeah, here. This was an old one. This was from April of last year. So the quality of this may not be as good as my more recent ones. Dr. Tran36, it was really neat when you mentioned Berlin tools in one of your videos. I drive by the Lombard location all the time. Yeah, I've never been there. I'd love to check them out. Todd Henry, I have all my father's International Harvester tools. He worked for a dealer from 58 to 84. Wow. Cool. John Thawley, U.S. file manufacturers, past and present. Yes, I have most of them on the list. Nicholson, off the top of my head, I don't know who else, but they're on the list. Well, Frederick, I have a bluegrass framing square. I don't know that I've seen any bluegrass tools. J.A. Hughesman, have you heard of Gray Tools? Yes. The Gray Tools, I'm trying to think where they're mentioned. They think they had a connection to one of the companies up in Canada. Good Shop James is replying to Todd Henry. I have a little modern Stanley, it's okay. Yeah, that's how I would describe it. And we get a history of international business machines, IBM. I don't know. I'd have to dig into it and see if there's something that I can relate to my channel. I wouldn't rule it out. Amazing Rasp, the Singer 1911 pistols are highly coveted. Yeah, World War II era. Paul Frederick, did you ever do Bonnie? Yes, there is a Bonnie Tools video as well. Okay, so here's the easiest thing. Alright, so there is the entire playlist with all the tool lore videos in it. So they're all in there. Richard Villo, what about James Swan tools? Don't know that I've heard about them. I'll add them to the list. James Swan Tools. Shed Shop James, Greenfield Tap and Die Company. Greenfield is on a list. Jesse's replying to Paul. Paul says that's the only bluegrass tool I've ever seen a framing square. Interesting. Sizzleneck, do you know much about H. Boker tools? Is that the knife company Boker? I'm familiar with them. Paul Frederick, they made sweet squares though. It's my go-to. Yeah, sounds interesting. See, Dan? Bluegrass hammers are often sought after. They must have made hammers too. Well, Frederick has some Swan chisels. Cool. Top Garage TV. Did you ever explain the date code on Snap-on tools? I haven't done it. I guess I kind of assume somebody else does that. It's something that when I do the when I do the Snap-on video, that's going to be a huge video too. Maybe it's something I could do for a video. Oh, Frederick, very collectible at the Swan chisels. Price. Did you know there is a guy going by the name of Ballinator? Yes, that's my alt channel on YouTube who stole your profile icon and tries to do videos just like you. Yeah, he sounds just like me. It's weird. Stephen Presley, bluegrass tools were popular among carpenters. Interesting. Jolly Rancher Truth Tool Company from Minnesota. Truth Tools. It sounds familiar. I don't think they're on a list, but I'll make sure to add them. And what is it, 5000? Boker made a lot of pliers. Alright, I'll add Boker to the list. Alright, how are we doing here? Looks like we're doing okay. Oh, got another one. Jesse says, Mr. Ballinator, how about Greenlee tools? Remember Home Depot used to carry Greenlee. They might be on the list, but I'll make sure to add them. And Paul Frederick, Boker is German, isn't it? If it's the same as the knife company Boker, there's a knife company Boker that's German. Alright. Wow, we've been going for an hour already. Alright. I am going to take a quick break and refill my beverage. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play you guys a bunch of clips so you have something to watch while I'm gone. Won't be more than 5 minutes. So this is a shorts compilation that is presented in the proper shorts format. All right, so guys, I'll be back in less than 5. In 1966, John Swanstrom of Diamond Tools patented a unique beryllium cobalt copper alloy rivet system for pliers. This rivet would be installed prior to the hardening process, allowing it to harden with the pliers. This hardened copper alloy rivet created a super smooth, self-lubricating pivot point, which meant the pliers never required oil, allowing them to be used in clean rooms and surgical applications where oil was not allowed. So how the hell did a 3-horned, 3-balled black bull end up at the Supreme Court? In 1900, Utica Tools made a deal with Russell Hardware to produce their staple pulling pliers under license, but 4 years later, Utica introduced their own version of the pliers without paying the royalties to Russell. Utica referred to their pliers as having 3 horns, so the bull mascot got 3 horns, and somebody in Utica's advertising department definitely had a sense of humor and gave it 3 balls as well. Russell sued Utica over the pliers, and when the case made its way to the New York Supreme Court in 1909, the Black Bull advertisement ended up being Plaintiff's Exhibit 29, and it appears in the official court documents. The famous cushion grip screwdriver is most associated with Klein, but they didn't invent it. Other companies like Vaco and Roscoe Tools also sold the exact same design, often with the same patent number stamped onto them. So who really invented the cushion grip? A man named John Coyle invented it in 1958 for a company called Bridgeport Manufacturing. Klein, Vaco, and Roscoe all licensed the same patent from Bridgeport until it expired in 1976. In 1969, Vaco Products, a manufacturer of hand tools from Chicago, started an interesting ad campaign calling for a tool revolution and promising sales ammunition. The star of this ad campaign was a partially nude woman covered in star-spangled body paint. This combination of patriotic imagery with counterculture messaging may have produced the world's first anarcho-capitalist ad campaign. Snap-on got all the credit for inventing off-corner engagement when they came out with Flank Drive in 1963. But they weren't the first to do this. Kelsey Hayes patented Lock-Right in 1961, 2 years before Snap-on. The Lock-Right version has fully rounded lobes, whereas the Snap-on has tiny flats. It was just different enough to avoid patent infringement. Bonnie sold the Lock-Right design up into the 1990s, but it never got as popular as Snap-on's Flank Drive, even though they're basically the same thing. Did you know there was a screwdriver called the Two-Fister? Yeah, these had double-length handles, so you could get a two-handed grip on them. They were made by Roscoe and Vermont American back in the 70s and 80s. They gave them extra thick shafts, because people were using them as pry bars. They say the handles were made from unbreakable ebenoid plastic. Alright guys, I am back. How are we doing? Alright, stream's still in the green. Wow, do I have 65 viewers right now? 72? Wow. Alright, we'll get caught up on chat, and then I'll go over some of the stuff that we're going to be looking at in future videos. Oh, Frederick, Greenlee is a big brand for electricians and plumbers, yep. Oops, I skipped one. I didn't mean to do that yet. Alright, Shed Shop James, I've tried researching Australian tool companies. Sadly, Stanley killed them off. Interesting. No, Boker is USA. Jesse gives a thumbs up. There are 2 Bokers. I think there are 2 Bokers too, but I could be wrong. Matt S., what about German tool companies like Dick, Great Files? Anytime I've tried researching any of the foreign companies, like I tried researching Nipex, and there's not like a whole lot there. It's like whatever's on the company history page. I guess I just don't know what sources to use to find stuff, especially without being able to speak German. Oh, Frederick, Stanley is the tool inhaler. I like that. Yeah, do a history of King Dick. I would love to. KLD tools. You collect Utica pliers, awesome. Bridgeport screwdrivers, but they're wood handles. Interesting. GWP 323 has several Bridgeport cushion grip screwdrivers. Yeah, Bridgeport made the cushion grip. Oh, you guys are talking about the shorts you were watching. Awesome. Oh, missed one. Could be 2 Boker tools. Interesting. WB. Knives are tools, true. Yeah, maybe I can do more knife videos on this channel. I don't know. We'll see. What is it? 5,000 World War II. Yep, got it. John N., have you done anything on King Dick? I have not. I definitely want to. I gotta think of how to handle that. But yes, I want it. I want to. There's auto translate. It's true, but I don't know where to look. Like for the US companies, there's Google Books is a good resource. And there's tons of old magazines that'll have articles on these companies in them. Archive.org has all the old catalogs and stuff, but where do I find that equivalent for German or Spanish or whatever other countries? I'm sure the information's out there. I just don't know where to look for it. Typo, got it. Find knives fascinating. Yeah, loving it. Love knives. Shed Shop James, when I die, everyone here needs to be at my estate auction. Oh. Dale Comer loves Bonnie. Yeah, Bonnie tools were great. Ooh, Chuck in Connecticut has a Snap-on 7/16 drive ratchet. Don't forget to mention that when you do Snap-on. I'm tempted to do a separate video on some of the alternate drive sizes. Like some of these other companies, there was like a 5/8 drive, and there's, I forget what else, but there's a bunch of odd drive sizes that got kind of obsoleted. I'm tempted to do that on its own video. Kyle, I'm 50 minutes behind, or am I? Well, if you hear me reading your comment, then you're not 50 minutes behind. If you hear me read this 50 minutes from now, then you were 50 minutes behind. Paul Frederick, I don't know what I'm going to do with my collection. You mean as far as estate planning? Yeah. I mean, that's how we end up with a lot of these tools. Somebody passes away and their kids don't want them, and they end up at the estate sale. Tahoe Realm, clutch head screws are all over my 59 GMC pickup. Enjoyed seeing that video. Yeah, that was a fun one to work on. It was something where I just had no idea what that was, so I started researching it, and I found it interesting too. Stephen Presley, history of USAG tools. Also have several Bridgeport wooden handle screwdrivers. I don't have any of the cushion grip. I will add USAG to the list. John N. was given some old King Dick from an old-timer who was in the Air Force and was stationed in England. Interesting. Paul Frederick, I always wondered if there was any connection between Bridgeport tools and Bridgeport machines. I believe they're two different companies, but I haven't dug into it. Oh yeah, most of my tools are haunted for sure. Yeah. All right, I think we're caught up with the chat. Stream is still in the green. All right, so let us find, here we go, stuff for future videos. So yeah, so I want to do another video on some of the civil defense radiation equipment. So I got this guy here. This is a survey, radiological survey meter. So we'll be checking this guy out in a future video. Now this thing, also pretty interesting. So in this box, which I got for 10 bucks, oh, Frederick, that might come in handy the way things are going. The radiation meter? Yeah, I hope not. And that meter, this meter, if this meter starts going up, you're probably toast. This is for like measuring like really high dosage. But yeah, we'll be checking him out in a future vid. But this guy, I found this box. A lot of times you see these wooden boxes, and you know, sometimes there's calipers or some sort of machinist tools in it. Now this one was $10. She wouldn't budge on the price, which is fine. Because inside are a whole bunch of these things. What are these things? Well, this is a Leroy letterer. So this is something that would have been used probably in the 50s, 60s, maybe earlier, to draw out lettering. And it comes with this device that goes into these templates, and you trace out letters, and it writes out the letters. So that'll be cool. Head Shop says, I got that one useless once a 700. You're talking that meter? Yeah, yeah, if the needle moves, you're dead. Yeah. Right, so you're eyeballing my ThinkPad? Stephen Presley, some history on Weller soldering irons. Oh, let's add Weller to the list if they're not on there already. Master of None says our own devices did a whole series on the civil defense stuff. I'll have to check it out because I've always found that stuff interesting. I know what they are. The engraver. Yeah. The letterer. Yep. Head Shop James has that set. It's a pantograph. Yes, that's the word. Pantograph. But yeah, so you trace in here, and then it draws up here. And this thing, you're supposed to put ink in it. There's a little tiny cup here, and you put a little bit of ink in there, and it's a pen. But I have the adapter for this that you can use a regular pencil lead with it. So when we make the video, we'll do that. Oh, Jesse, I gotta split, guys. Have a good evening. And Mr. Ballinator, always a pleasure watching your videos, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alan Light, those civil defense meters show up quite often online at Shop Goodwill. Interesting. The Amazing Rasp. In 50 years, somebody is going to do a video on U.S. General and Chicago Electric. Yeah, probably. You're going to do soldering irons, do American Beauty too. Okay. Lone Ref, I've been looking for some King Dick wrenches too. Have you done a video on them? I have not. I don't have any myself. I've never seen them. I don't know that I've seen them in person. Well, Frederick, we use something like that for engraving when our chrome-plated press dies. Yeah, I don't know if this one can be used with an engraver, but I know they had these where you could plug an engraver in here. Spellcrafter uses a pantograph on his channel? Why haven't I seen that video yet? Interesting, I'll have to look for that. Motorhead 1, only Chinese takeout food is made in America now. I refuse to buy Chinesium metal. Dale Comer, how about the heroes and villains of the U.S. tool industry? Also, places that spawned industry and innovation like Springfield, Massachusetts. Interesting ideas. Primo Brigante, how is this a 5K subscriber special when you have 12K subscribers? Yeah, and yes, that's the joke. Because I thought that by this time in the summer, I figured maybe I would be at 5K. Never expected to be at 12K. Well, Frederick, he's blowing up. Yeah, I can't explain it. I don't know. Motorhead 1, metric adjustable wrench. I'll add that for the April Fool's video. Metric adjustable. Shop James, you can put a graver on it. Interesting. So that's the Leroy. So that'll be in a future video. Oh, I found this old Bissell sweeper. This thing has to be one of the original ones, because this is made out of wood. So I did a little bit of research into Bissell. I know it's not a tool, it's like a tool adjacent type of thing. But I think we're going to do a video on this. I don't know what exactly it's going to be about. Will it be just about the sweeper, or will I go into the history of Bissell? But that's on the upcoming too. The Amazing Rasp says Greenfield, Massachusetts too. Another location with a lot of history. Head Shop James, I have 2 new Hermes engraver pleasing to use. Well, Frederick, that's the way channels grow on YouTube. It's exponential. That seems like it is, yeah. Primo's laughing, so he gets the joke. The whole realm, if anyone sees 5-point sockets. 5-point? Great for when you come across little square nuts. I know there are 5-point sockets, like on the, don't the fire hydrants use 5-point? Is that what I'm thinking of? GWP 323, you pay extra for a metric adjustable wrench, yeah. Well, yeah, see, I thought 5-point is on fire hydrants. John N., thanks for the videos and this fun live chat. I have to call it a night. Well, thanks. Good night. Good night all. All right, what's up next? Oh, this guy. So this is a Dietz brand spotlight. So Dietz, they made these, I don't know, lantern, gas-powered lanterns, but they also made electric lights. I don't know if it shows up. Can we zoom in? Can't really see it, but here's where the Dietz logo is. But I paid $5 for this. I mean, it's old as heck. Unfortunately, there should be a lens. There should be a ring and a lens that goes over this that it is missing. But, I mean, it works. It looks cool. But we're going to try and restore this for a future video. I'm hoping the paint on here has like this overspray on it. I'm hoping we can just clean that off and save the original paint. Paul Frederick, 8-point is for square nuts. Yes. I don't think I screwed up. Checking now. Stephen Presley, it's amazing how many tool makers originated from Massachusetts. Yeah, a lot of them came from there. Master of None, 5-point sockets used to open signal cabinets on the railroad. Interesting. Ooh, these nuts. I mean lights. Oh, Tahoe, sorry, 8-point. Yes, 8-point. Yeah, I always try and grab anytime I see 8-point sockets. And I have seen 4-points too, rarely, but I'll grab them. Well, Frederick, Dietz mining lamps. Yeah, they made a ton of different, like, lanterns. Carbide lamps, yep. Head Shop James, in one of my videos I couldn't help but point out an adjustable that swings both metric and imperial, yeah. GWP 323, oddball and mystery items are fun to find, I agree. Vice grips open everything, true. And W Crop 1, what's up, fellas? So right now we're just kind of going over some of the items that will be featured in future videos. Next up, this is interesting. This is a vaporizer. Not really, again, it's not really a tool item, but I find it interesting. But you put water in here, plug this guy in, it makes steam or something. And then there's a little reservoir up at the top that you would put some sort of oil in, like Vicks was one of the big ones. And it produces steam, and it vaporizes the oil, and then you're breathing in the Vicks or whatever you put in there. So we'll be checking him out for a future vid. Then the Verabeam. So this is a early Maglite. It doesn't say Maglite anywhere on it. It just says Verabeam, manufactured by the Mag Instrument Company. So this is an early Maglite with the adjustable focusing beam. So there will be another flashlight video coming up soon as well. And then this screwdriver, this thing's gotta be from late 1800s, early 1900s. It's one of those blade type screwdrivers. Obviously the angle of the dangle here is a little off, so we're gonna have to bend this guy back. But the handle on it, the wood, is in really nice shape. Like, I'm just gonna hit this with some steel wool. I bet this will clean up nice. And we gotta figure out how to straighten this guy. So we'll be doing that in a future vid. Oh, Frederick, your family used to coal mine. Cool. Tahoe Realm, you can count on me to get the conversation going in the wrong direction. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes the wrong direction is funnier. Headshop James, torches and various gases might be a good one. I do want to do a video on map gas, which you can't get anymore, and they replaced it with Map Pro, which is not the same thing. So that's on the list for a video. 5-point screw heads I have found on the covers of handhole electrical junction boxes. Interesting. Oh, Frederick, I just got one of those. This screwdriver? Smith is the name in torches. Interesting. What else we got? Sealamio. So I don't know if you remember, they used to advertise these on TV all the time, this Sealamio thing. And I found this one. I thought it was new in the box. It was only $1. I just grabbed it. But it may be lightly used. It's pretty much new. One of the packages of the sealing bags that are in it is opened. But otherwise, it's pretty much new. But we'll be doing a video on this guy. There'll be some funny stuff in it. I got an old oscilloscope I picked up. BK Precision. So we'll be seeing if we can get this guy to run. Oh, the noise alert. This thing, it's from Radio Shack, and this was probably from 80s, maybe early 90s. But apparently, it has a setting, and if the noise in the room is too loud, the lights here flash. So I guess you would use this like in a library if you wanted people to be quiet. I have no idea what this would be for. But I definitely have some funny ideas for this video too. Price, oh yeah, do a video on map gas. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. That's on the list. Paul Frederick Flat, like it, with the cutouts. Yeah, I'm not sure why they put those, why does it have these cutouts here? Because that's obviously a weak point, and it obviously bent. Maybe that's why they stopped doing that. I don't know. Headshop James has a tire plug tool with that handle. Interesting. Lone Ref, did you used to have other non-tool related channels in the past? If so, you should give a quick history. We'll say no. Not me personally. Not too long ago, I did some voice acting work, and I have done some stuff for other creators you probably never heard. I also did voice acting in video game mods. Nothing that you probably ever heard of. Shed Shop James, I'm old. Victor torches. GWP323, BK is still in business. The scope. So, yeah, I haven't even plugged it in yet. No idea. Obviously, this has been sitting. I mean, it's covered in filth. So, who knows if it'll work, but we'll try it out. And hopefully, if they're still around, maybe I can get a service manual for it or something. I don't know. CH, great graphics on the noise alert box. Yeah, that's why I grabbed this. I saw this right away. I'm like, what is going on here? Well, Frederick, I think it's just for the design. The screwdriver, yeah, I don't know why they would put those notches in it, other than I thought it looked cool. Victor was good. Victor torches. Good shop, James. Aren't you the guy that had the Duff Beer channel? No. EWP, the scope is barn fresh. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Mad Magazine, Spy versus Spy. Yeah, that's what it looks like, doesn't it? Weird. What else is coming up? Oh, yeah, this guy, Famco Arbor Press. I don't know how old this thing is, but it's got to be old. Famco Machine Co. Kenosha, Wisconsin. And I got this. He had 25 on it. I got it for 20. It's rusty, but it works. It moves up and down. The only thing, which I didn't notice till after I got it home, here. There should be a knob here to tighten a screw down to lock this shaft, the handle. So the handle is right now locked in this position, and it looks like the knob broke off. So we're going to have to drill this guy out, which when I do that, of course, it's going to put a divot into the shaft here. So I'm not sure. I mean, the shaft's already boogered up, so maybe we don't care. But we're going to have to drill this out and then put a new knob on there. But otherwise, this is a nice... Oh, I skipped ahead too far. But otherwise, this is a nice little arbor press. I don't have one of these. I got the Harbor Freight, the hydraulic press, but a lot of times you need smaller stuff. And it's a number 1. I don't know what size that is. And somebody modded it already. They added a set screw here so you can put attachments in. And that's probably relatively modern because that has an Allen screw in it. Same thing with whatever they were doing with this base plate here. And it's threaded here for... It is also missing... There's usually a round spinny plate. But I believe you can get replacements for those. So that might not be a big deal. But this guy's going to get full restoration. We're going to replace this knob here. We're going to wire wheel the heck out of this. Probably paint it in like one of those hammer finish paints. I think I have some green hammer tone paint around here somewhere. BK oscilloscopes your way, yeah. Like Burger King. Well, Frederick, nice. Dale Comer, yeah, I know you sounded a little too professional for a modern... for a random YouTube channel. I don't know that I'd call myself professional. Paul Frederick, I always have to use the swing press. Yeah, she snapped. I don't have an arbor press. So a swing, what's a swing press? The other bill, drill that out with a left-hand bit. It might back itself out. That's true. Yeah, I can try it. Well, I'm trying to think if I've ever actually had that happen with the left-hand bit. But it's worth a try. Paul Frederick, yeah, a winning lottery ticket may fall out of the sky too. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever had that work with the left-hand bit. I've tried it. Ooh, Shed Shop James had shoulder surgery, so your arbor press collects dust. Ooh. GWP Famco is still in business too. Interesting. I wonder if they'll have a... Well, I'll just put whatever kind of knob on it. I'm not going to buy a new knob. Oh, a hammer is the spring press. I get it now. I get it. Todd Henry, what's the diesel? Oh, yeah, this guy over here. Yeah, that's, I got that. So I drive a truck with 6.5 diesel, and some guy at a garage sale saw my truck. He's like, hey, you want a spare injector pump? And I was like, okay. He just gave it to me. Obviously, it doesn't work. It's a core, but it doesn't hurt to have a spare. GWP323, don't be stingy with the 50/50. Oh, the 50/50, what is that? Acetone and transmission fluid? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, you want to, yeah, put a whole bunch of oil on that before drilling it, definitely. Alright, so next tool, this is a new, well, this isn't new, I've had this for a while, but I'm pretty sure you can still buy these. These are from Lyle, and these are hose remover tools. So if you have like a fuel filter that's there's a short piece of hose that's stuck to it or whatever, you jam this thing in there, squeeze these ends, and it pushes the hose off. It's a really cool tool. What I find hilarious, so they have one side, so the side that goes up against the hose is the silver, and the side that goes up against the tube is black. I don't know why. This just reminds me of that. You guys remember that Star Trek episode where there's these two aliens, and one of them is black on the left side and white on the other side, and the other one is the same but he's reversed? That's what this reminds me of. I don't know why. I just think that's hilarious. So that's coming in an upcoming video. This guy is, oh, this is the file set, or the saw set. So these, you plug, you stick a saw blade in here when you're sharpening it, and when you squeeze this, it squeezes down, and it pushes the blade, and it just kind of tweaks the blade just a little bit, just bends it a little bit. And this would, nowadays hardly anybody sharpens saw blades anymore, but that's what this was for. So I found this guy. We're going to have to clean him up. There's chrome flaking, but I got this because this is from Diamond Edge. So Diamond, there's Diamond Tools, which we've done a video on, and then Diamond Edge was a different company that had the same type of name. So I found this, thought that was interesting. We'll do a video on it. I've never used a saw set. Let me flip it back around. So we'll see how it goes. I got some old saws we can try and sharpen with this guy. Oh, Frederick, heat is what frees up rust. Yeah, I'll definitely heat that that thing on the arbor press before I drill it too. Yep. Left-hand drill and a torch. The blue wrench works great, yeah. The smoke wrench. Forever War. Oh, was that the Star Trek episode? Hose puller tool. Frank Gorshin, aka the Riddler on Batman. Was that who that was? Saw set, yep. Jeff Mansky, what year of 6.5 diesel? I believe it's 86. It snaps a tooth off. Uh-oh. Well, I'll have to be really careful and find a junk saw. We sharpen hand saws. There's a big debate. Heat quench or strike while the iron is hot. For the drilling or for the saw? Old saws can be brittle. Right, well, I'm definitely going to find a junk saw. See what's out in the scrap metal pile before I start messing with this thing. Good job, James. Okay, I typed too much. Going Roku. Congratulations on 12K. Thank you, man. Well, Frederick, yeah, for seized hardware. Yeah, the heat method. Usually, we would do the heat and then the quench. But, I don't know. A lot of times it's hit or miss. You never know if something works because you did it a certain way or if it just works because it just randomly decided to work. Tahoe Rum, this has been very enjoyable. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do this as a regular thing or not. Concerned about my internet, but right now it seems like it's been okay. We've had a couple times where it dropped into yellow. So, what are we at? We're not even getting 2.5 to 3 meg upload, but maybe that's all I need. I don't know. So maybe we might do this again. I don't know. Well, Frederick has snapped teeth off with saw sets. Alright, so I'm going to have to be really careful messing with this guy. I like impact and the stuff glowing. So yeah, you want to get it red hot and then just immediately hit it with the impact. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, we looked at him. Oh, that was it. We're back to this guy. Oh, there was something else I want to show you. Where did I put them? Alright, so here's a whole bunch of stuff for the next tool or episode. So obviously it's going to be on Duro in Destro. But I found a unique program that apparently has been around since like 2012 or something. It's called Lego, I forget what it's called, Lego Studio or something. But you build stuff with Legos on the computer, and then it generates these photorealistic images. So this is going to be pretty awesome. This is why we haven't had a tool lore episode in a while. I don't think this is going to be ready for next week. Probably the week after, because I've just been playing around with this too much. But these renders. So here's another one I did, and some of these I did in lower resolution. The actual ones will be higher res, because it takes like 20 minutes to render this in high res. But if I do it like in 1280 by 720, it takes like 5 minutes. But it's got all the blocks and the background. And some of them I did without a background. So I can put whatever background I want. I can do that after the fact. This is going to be awesome. So here's a guy. And this one's a high res, so I can zoom in. Look at the detail it puts on his face. You can see scratches in the plastic. I mean, it looks like it looks real. And it's doing this with like 2012 era technology. Oops. Uh-oh, what did I do? Bring it back. Okay. But here, then, so after rendering this, I took this into paint.net, which is what I usually do for my editing, and I added a patent document. It looks like he's holding a framed patent document. Anyway, I think it's really cool. Oh, we're skipping ahead. Hold on. Yeah, see, it's trying to. Okay, here's the other one. But look at the detail. All the scratches, the shadows, the shading. I'll be able to do reenactment scenes, have the guy in the factory, but he'll be a Lego dude. I think it's going to be hilarious. Hopefully you guys get it, but it's going to be awesome. Oh, the other bill says do one at 10K. Yeah, we'll do another live stream when we hit 10K. 70 watching, 65 likes. Not bad for a first. Yeah, I honestly, God, I thought I would get like 8 people here. So thank you all to everybody that's here. I never thought I'd get 70 viewers. Then throw the hardware to you. Oh, after you heat it up with the torch? Oh, that's not cool. Nice. I like the 2 beer jobs. Most of my jobs are like that. Awesome. Headshot James, hit that thumbs up, help him out. I'm gone. Alright, well, thank you. Mess with POV Ray. I don't know if I've messed with that. POV Ray. I'll look that up after the stream. Paul Frederick, I watched an AI generated video today and it was amazing. Yeah, the AI stuff that they're doing now is getting pretty crazy. When I was messing with it, all of the images would look off, they'd look goofy. But now, it's crazy some of the stuff that they're doing. And this thing here, this isn't AI, this is old technology. That's a sharp image. Yeah, this is the full, I don't know what resolution, full render. And you can zoom in, so I can have the camera, when I edit the video, the camera will zoom in. Like I can have it zoom in on the dude. And I can have him holding the tool that we're talking about. Cool stuff. We were too poor for Lego. Yeah, when I was a kid, we had some Lego. Not a whole lot. We had a lot of the knockoff stuff. You can make some neat logos with it. Yeah, absolutely. POV Ray is ancient. Well, I like ancient computer stuff. So I'm on a really old computer, so it needs to be something I can run on here. And surprisingly, this Lego program runs here, and I'm able to render these. You had American U building blocks. I don't know if I know what those are. I don't know what we had when I was a kid. Here's a wall. I just want to use this as a background. But sometimes it does weird stuff. Like it put these... I think this is like a light leak where like light's leaking in between the bricks or something. Weird. But yeah, this is the stuff I'm working on for the next tool lore episode. So that'll be Duro and Destro. Probably not next week. I would say the week after at the earliest. But I will have some videos coming out next week. At least one. Oh, back here. And here's our guy again. Oh, and then I made one where he's holding it the other way. This one, I was trying to get it to do glowing. letters, 'cause I thought that would look cool, but there's too much glow. Too much glow. Well, Frederick, POV Ray is your thing then. Alright, I'll check it out. Building blocks, yeah. Dale says Lego came after my time as a kid. Oh, Lincoln Logs, I remember them. Yeah, we had the Lincoln Logs too. Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys. Yeah, I remember Tinker Toys too. John Corbett says, when I was a kid, somebody left a Lego block out. Mom would step on it, and all the Legos would go in the tray. Yeah, yeah, you don't want to step on them little things. Oh, erector sets. I don't know that we ever had those when I was a kid. I don't think we ever had the erector set. Lego is a yeah. Nowadays it's insanely expensive. All had some of the erector set. Steven, you like the overglow? I think it's too much glow. I mean, you can't even see the shape. It looks cool. Yeah, if I could turn the brightness down somehow, but I'm having trouble figuring out all the settings. I think if I moved these behind it and had it illuminate, maybe, I don't know. I gotta play around with it some more. Well, Frederick, they couldn't sell Erector too many small parts. Is that why? Yeah, Erector sets I think were before my time. Why? Why the 5K subscriber special? I'm seeing it says you have 12K subscribers. Yeah, that's the joke. Because I didn't expect to be at 12K right now. I expected that maybe sometime this summer I would hit 5K. So that's why it's the 5K special. But yes, I'm amazed. You guys got me up to, we're over 12K. I think we bumped over 12K this morning. It was at like 12.9 last night. GWP, you could always expand your channel to include old toys and games. Trying to keep it narrow. Well, and even my channel's not, it's already not in a narrow niche. There's a wide variety of stuff here as is. Oh, Frederick, the nuts and screws, yeah, in the erector set, yeah, the nuts and screws would be a choking hazard. Make quality videos, thank you. Jay DeWitt, congrats on the 12K, thank you. Stephen Presley, we had Tinker Toy sets, the wooden ones. Yeah, they were wood. They were like wood sticks, and then they had wheels. I remember them. Tools are toys. Yep. Oh, Top Garage TV. A generous donation. Appreciate your time researching the tool companies. Well, thank you. I have a lot of fun doing it. It's a lot of work, but I have a lot of fun researching them. James Pinson. We had no TV in my dad's tools. I became good at taking things apart and putting them back together. Putting them back together, not so much. Yeah, sometimes that happens. John Corbett, is Duro Industrial the same company that made the old beam torque wrenches I have hanging on my wall? Very possible. They made a ton of tools. Another company where a lot of their tools were contract manufacturers. They did a ton of stuff for Sears. They made tools for Montgomery Ward's, a whole bunch of other companies. But this is going to be a good video too. There's some interesting stories, not just with the company, but with the people behind it. Oh, last best tool in the chat. Awesome. I still have two Gilbert erector sets, so they cannot be that old. Unless... unless you are that old? I don't know. I don't remember erector sets when I was a kid. Dale Comer, I got an AC Gilbert tool det when I was 6 or 7. Not my idea of quality USA made tools. My dad appreciated some, though. Tool det? Hmm. I'm not sure what you mean. J. DeWitt, what's the strangest tool you've ever come across? Hmm. That's a good question. What's the strangest tool? This guy here, this ionoscope. This is one of the weirdest things in the world. It is almost completely worthless for testing an ozone generator, and I had this thing for years. Didn't know what it was for, at least not until, the internet when I could search for it. But that's probably the strangest tool. Dock is old. Tool set. Oh, AC Gilbert tool set. Got ya, got ya. I'll have to look up AC Gilbert. I'll add that to my list. Paul Frederick, according to Wikipedia, erector sets go back to 1913. Wow. Those are pretty old then. Well, how's the stream doing? Stream's doing okay. Still dipping into yellow. Wow, 64 viewers still. Wow. So what else do we want to do? Oh, I wanted to go over some of the other experiments with the acetone dip thing. So here's what I have on my list so far. I want to try an acetone mist where we take and we spray the acetone out of an atomizer bottle, like a perfume atomizer. I think, and this was suggested by somebody in the comments, but I think this should be less aggressive than just dipping it into the bottle. And hopefully doesn't take away as much of the detail. Maybe something that could be used on tools that are not in as bad a condition. We're going to try that. We're also going to try, depending on how the mist goes, we're going to try misting it and then immediately misting it with isopropyl alcohol. That's something else that was suggested by a viewer. Apparently, that's what they do in the factory when they make the screwdrivers. They spray them with acetone and then spray them with isopropyl alcohol. I haven't verified that, but That's what somebody mentioned in the comments, so we're going to try it out. I also want to test out the torch method, where you just hold a torch up to it and get kind of close to it and it melts the plastic. A little concerned about that, but we'll try it. I want to try ammonia. That's another dip that was suggested. The ammonia dip, I believe 357 Magdad already did a video on it, so I'll have to check in. I'll have to watch his video. Maybe I don't need to make a video on it. We'll see. Pledge, the furniture polish. That's another thing that was suggested, so we're going to try it out. Ballistol, which is a type of oil. It's some kind of organic oil. We're going to try that. And then also for the heck of it, I'm going to take a screwdriver. I'm going to take somebody's precious antique screwdriver. And I'm just going to stick it in acetone and just leave it in there overnight and see what happens. Just for the heck of it. And yes, I will cut that into a short and upload that as well. So we're going to try those things out. So let me know if there's other experiments related or acetate screwdriver handles things that you want me to try out. Oh, Frederick, that's what I say. Must have missed what that's in reference to. The Amazing Rasp. Oh, with another donation. Says thank you for your donation. No, thank you. You have a hole wrench. A.C. Gilbert of New Haven, Connecticut. All right, I'll add New Haven, Connecticut. New Haven, Connecticut. Thank you. The dip works. Yeah, it seems like it works. For me, it takes a little too much. I don't know. There's something about the look that, I don't know, almost like it's too shiny. It's too... It looks like it's wet all the time. So, it works, but yeah, I want to try other things too. What's it, 5,000? Good night and congrats on the 5K. Thank you. John Corbett says, last best tool in Ballinator. You guys owe me money. I spent more than I need to because of the cool stuff you guys come up with. LOL. Thank you. Oh, did he do bleach too? Well, I'll add bleach and make a note to see if someone else has already tried it. Keith Studley, do you ever drink beers that are popular like Hamm's? I drink whatever beer is cheapest at the gas station. So, unless I want a specific beer for something else, usually Old Milwaukee is the cheapest. Last couple times I was there, they didn't have it, so I gotta talk to the manager, see what's going on. But I had to go with PBR. They don't carry Hamm's at the gas station that's closest to my house. I do like Hamm's though, actually. I'll have to pick some up. Hit it with steam. Oh, I got the Harbor Freight steamer. Yeah, what happens when you steam a screwdriver handle? Will that be enough to... I don't know. We'll have to try it. GWP323, a lacquer thinner. Uh-oh. No, don't do this. Trying to run a backup on my computer. Yeah, so we'll do steam, lacquer thinner. Something else to try, I'll add that. It'll dissolve. Yeah, you mean soaking it overnight? Oh, I'm sure it's going to dissolve. I think it'll be funny. And the comments for people that are mad will be even funnier. So we're definitely soaking one overnight. And I hope it dissolves completely because that'll be hilarious. Soda, like Coca-Cola. I know I've experimented with cola for rust removal, with some success. I wonder what it will, if it'll do anything to plastic. Might try it. Paul says soda will dissolve a nail. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, it will. Yeah, look up the Ho tool. All right. Well, if there's a tool company in Ho, I definitely have to do a video on it. The whole tool company. Dale Comer looks slightly melted. Yeah, when you dip it, I feel like it kind of, yeah, it gives it that look like it's a slightly melted, right? Yeah, like here. It just kind of looks a little, oh, it's gone. But it kind of, I don't know, it takes away like a little bit, it's a little bit too much, a little bit too aggressive. I'm hoping the acetone mist will maybe be less aggressive. We'll try that out in the future. Alan Light says diluted degreaser with Dawn dishwashing soap in an ultrasonic cleaner. Let me write all this down. Diluted degreaser, Dawn dishwashing soap in an ultrasonic cleaner. I'll have to try that. I have an ultrasonic cleaner, but it's really small. Maybe I'll find some small screwdrivers to try it out. W Crop 1 says Ballistol is supposed to be plastic safe, so it may not do a whole lot. From what the person in the comments said, I don't remember if he was doing that after he cleaned it, or if he was using it to clean it, but he seemed to imply that it does something. Maybe it reacts with the butyric acid in the handle or something. I don't know. We gotta try it and see what happens, right? Well, Frederick, that's a good policy. Cheapest beer. I always felt beer is like a commodity. I really don't care which one it is. Stephen Presley says, hit the acetate with steam. Yeah, I got steam added to the list. I think, yeah, I'm curious to see what that does. We'll have to try it. Pete Studley, I'd love a tour of the Malco factory. Seems like an exciting place at night. With the eagle ghosts that are floating around and cawing at you all the time. Yeah, very exciting. Paul Frederick, Stubby. Oh, Stubby, yeah, Stubby will fit in the ultrasonic. I know I've got some short, I got a whole bin of the acetate. That's why I'm doing this. I have a whole bin, and I don't know how. I've probably thrown out dozens of them. They just toss them in the scrap metal bin because they're worthless. Nobody wants a screwdriver with a moldy handle, right? So I've got a whole bunch of them that I can't sell. I can't do anything with them. So we're gonna experiment on them. I know I got stubbies in there. So yeah, we'll try a stubby for the ultrasonic. Dale says acetic acid, as in vinegar, may remove the white crystals from the CAB handles without affecting the healthy material. Ooh, we'll have to try that. We'll definitely have to try that. Stephen Presley, you never really buy beer, you just rent it. Last best tool, where did you get your artistic talents? That's another good question. I don't know. I like trying new things. I like doing stuff on the computer. I've always been into the graphics design. I have a small, minuscule background in graphics design. Very minuscule, but I know a little bit about photo editing. I used to be big into photography, not so much anymore, so I got probably a little bit from there. The video editing stuff, I used to do stuff years and years ago. I have a little bit of experience there. So I think I just had a little bit of experience in several different areas that, I put all that together to make a YouTube channel. I don't know. Looks like we're caught up on chat. What's going on? YouTube wants me to insert an ad. I don't even know how to do that yet. Figure that out later. I think that was really all that I had that I wanted to cover on the stream. So, how many people are watching here? Yeah, there's still like 70 people watching. Well, sorry. So you guys want to keep going? I will do we can edit one of the graphic images for the upcoming tool lore video. So let me know in the chat how many people want to keep going, and we can go till for another hour. Paul wants to. Now I want to install POV Ray. I'm going to look into it. I will. If it's something that I can use, I'll try it out. Stephen Presley, what is or was your day job? My actual career was in software development. I did that for like 20 years. I've done a lot of other things. I worked as a corporate trainer for a number of years. That's really it. Right now, I just do my side hustles. I just buy and sell stuff at garage sales, flea markets, eBay, and I just take junk that people were going to throw out and find a way to sell it. That's basically what I do now. Mishand, what are your thoughts on Klein tools? I always liked them. I don't have a whole lot of Klein, but the stuff that I have, I always liked. I'll do that. I'm going to install POV Ray. GWP, but only a half dozen chatting. Yeah, I'm fine with the. It's only been a couple of times when I've actually gotten caught up with all the chats. So, oh, you're gonna build the POV hub or POV Ray from GitHub. All right. Klein is good stuff. Yeah, I've said I've always liked Klein. All right. Well, I think we're gonna call it a day. We'll definitely do another live stream at some point. Don't know when. Want to see. I'm still not comfortable with my internet speed. Is this stream been glitching for you guys at all? Because that keeps showing up in YouTube. It shows up yellow and then it will go back to green. I don't know what's going on. Keith Studley, what was the most outrageous tool claim that you've seen? Trying to think. I know some of the stuff, like with that Harbor Freight steamer, like maybe they're not saying that, but it's kind of implying that it's going to just magically clean everything, and it doesn't. Some of the stuff with the ozone generators is outrageous. Hmm, I'll have to think about that. Henry, what's your eBay store? Unfortunately, I don't know that I can share that without doxing myself. So that's going to have to stay secret for now. GWP 323, thanks. This was fun. You're welcome. Peter, it looks good here. All right. So maybe I don't have any issues with my internet. I was worried. The other bill, old Klein greater than new Klein. Oh, yeah, we have a 50-year-old Bell System Klein that is still perfectly usable. Yeah, the Bell System stuff is cool. I definitely want to do a full video on that at some point. No glitches here. All right. Robin Henshaw, is there a vintage tool you've been looking for but haven't been able to find? Off the top of my head, the Gerstner chest would be probably on the top. I've never seen one of them. Some of the stuff like the old Vices, I used to see them all the time, the old USA made Wilton Vices and stuff. You never see them anymore. That would be nice to find. Stephen Presley, this was fun. No glitches on my end. Thanks. You're welcome. Richard Villo, you're welcome. W Crop 1, you're welcome. No glitches. All right. So we're good. So we'll definitely do another one. And Keith also says we're good. Yeah, this was pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I can do a weekly one. We'll see. When I do another one, I'll announce it ahead of time on the channel. Peter Mayer, what's your favorite beer? That's the thing. For me, beer is more of like a commodity. I mean, they do taste different. They all don't taste the same. But I don't really, I get whatever is cheapest at the gas station. Usually it's Old Milwaukee. Paul Brown 52, awesome. My hero, cheers from Orlando. Cheers. Daniel Hartman, I just saw this is going on. I worked late tonight fixing a cranberry conveyor. Is your identity secret for a reason? I don't want people showing up at my house. I know. I know other people on YouTube that have had people show up at their house. They've had people SWAT them, call the police on them. They've had people mail them illicit substances to their P.O. box and then try and get them in trouble. I just don't want to deal with any of that. So that's just how it's got to be. The other bill, thanks to Scoutcrafter for pointing me to this channel last year. Yeah, that was really unexpected when he gave me that shout out. I was surprised. Scoutcrafter's awesome. Master of None had a great time. Can't wait till 6K. Dale, great job for the first time out. Yeah, thank you. Surprised. I think this would go pretty good. I was sure something would go wrong. As long as my internet holds up, we're good. Sizzleneck, great show. Thanks. Paul Frederick can't. Oh, yeah, not wanting to dox myself. Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're caught up. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. And like I said, we'll do another one of these. This was super fun. I gotta think up something else to do. Maybe have some kind of theme for the episode. But just keep following my channel, and I'll announce when we do the next live stream. Oh, one more. Oh, two more. Paul Brown, it's interesting that this is your real voice. You've been sharing your videos with friends, and they all love you. Thank you. Amazing Rasp, thanks. Great video. See you next time. Daniel Hartman, I respect that. Thanks for your honest answer. You're welcome. I'm grateful to hear you laugh in response. All the best with your future endeavors. Thank you. Other Bill says good night. And GWP323, Scoutcrafter is a good guy. I'll meet up with him in a couple of weeks. Very cool. Yeah, he seems like a good guy. Everything looks good on this end, and speed must be okay. Awesome. So I think we're set to go for the next time. Alright guys, I'm going to call it. We're going to call it for real this time. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Keep following. Oh, another one. Andrew says, thanks, bye. Oh yeah, I got to do that. Oh, wait. Another one. DL says, thanks to, oh yeah, Mortsky Repair. Yeah, Scoutcrafter gave me a shout out. That was epic. Mortsky Repair, also completely unexpected, gave me a shout out. That was unexpected. And then AVE gave me a shout out. That was completely unexpected. DL, thank you. Good night. Mr. Pete loves you too. Interesting. I haven't heard from him, but I'm always worried that he's not going to like my sense of humor, but maybe he does. Pete Studley, bye. W Crop 1, take care, gentlemen. The other Bill ending this stream for the 8th time. Okay, this is for real. This is the 9th time. We're going to end the stream. So, guys, follow me on YouTube. I will announce when we do the next live stream. Otherwise, there should be another video next week. Maybe 2 videos. We'll see. Cool Lore, probably not till the week after that will be the Indestro. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. See you later. Bye.